Hi, my name is Mr. Dekunda. I'm one of the English teachers at Lilydale Heights College. This video is to show you a little bit about what our classes are like at high school. Importantly, we start off with our learning intention and success criteria. So today we are learning to be able to present reasonable arguments and to be able to present ideas clearly. We can do that when we can work in groups to discuss, when we can write full sentences with reasons, and when we can read all our answers out to our group. We start our lessons with what's called a motivate. This is something to get our brains moving and into the learning mode. This is an exacto answer, so you have to answer the question with the exact amount of words. It's 32. What is one thing, not a person, that you can't live without? Write down your answers and 32 words explaining why you chose that thing. Pause the video and have a go at doing that now. Now that our brains are in learning mode, it's time to move on to the add. This is where we get information and skills and learn how to do something. So today we're presenting ideas. It's important that you be able to communicate your reasoning clearly to help convince people of your position. It's something you do daily. You could be convincing your parent or guardian what you want to have for dinner, where you want to sit in the car, what movie you should watch on Netflix. But it's also important when you're trying to expand out your answers in English. One way we like to do this is using why. So this can expand your answers, constantly asking that question why, and then you get more and more information. For the example there in red, my favourite sport is netball. Why? Well, because I get to play with my friends. So why? Because I get to have fun and talk about other things after the games as well. So we've got all our ideas of why, and then we can put it all into one sentence. My favourite sport is netball because I get to play with my friends. We have fun playing, and then after the game, we get to catch up and talk about lots of other things too. Another way we can do this is we can keep it concrete. So no one likes to listen to your reasons if they're just opinion or subjective, depending on who you ask. That's what that means. For example, I don't like anchovies because they taste yucky. That just depends on one person. You want your reasons to be able to be understood by people that don't share your taste buds as well. I don't like anchovies because they're really salty and have little hairs that make them feel furry. That second answer is more concrete because everyone can really draw from that experience. So we try to keep our answers concrete. We can also use examples that other people can relate to. They might be from real life or texts like books and movies, but they can really help your reasoning. For example, it's important not to litter because if you do, the waste can end up in the oceans, just like that viral video with this turtle with the straw stuck up their nose. Or you need to be careful around power tools and other equipment because if you don't, you could hurt yourself or even cut off a finger like my grandpa did. So that used an example of a video that most people know, and then also the second one was an example of a personal story or an anecdote. So what does this look like? So we can go through each of our steps to try and build up our paragraph, our reasoned answer. My favourite colour is green because it's nice. That one's not concrete or descriptive enough. It's just nice. We can't really match that together. My favourite colour is green because it reminds me of home. That one's a bit better because it's got something really concrete in it, but we need a bit of information. So we use our whys. My favourite colour is green because it reminds me of the hills where I grew up. So that was a nice little specific example. And then we get everything in it in that last one. We're asking our reasons why. My favourite colour is green because it reminds me of the hills where I grew up. I always feel great when I drive back there and visit my parents and see those green hills. Likewise, when I see the colour, it makes me think of my home and my family. So that one's got lots of information. We've used our whys and we've got an example in there as well. So now that we've got our add information, we've got that into our brain, it's time to put it into practice. So this is our practice part of the lesson where we get to try out what we've just learned. The activity we're doing today is called Stranded on an Island. We're going to pretend we're stranded on a deserted tropical island after our boat has sunk off the reef nearby. We had a bunch of supplies on board with the boat, but we were only able to grab 5 things when we abandoned ship. Your job is to look at the list on the next page and pick 5 things you would grab and then explain in sentences why you would choose each thing. So we're trying to expand on our reasoning. So these are the things we might want to grab. Some mosquito netting, 25 litres of fresh water, a dozen cans of food, so fruit and veggies, a map of the Pacific Ocean, a floating seat cushion, 10 litres of petrol, a small waterproof transistor radio, 4 square metres of clear plastic sheeting, a can of shark repellent, 2 boxes of chocolate bars, a fishing kit and rod, a guitar, and a football. So remember, we're on a deserted island, and your job is to look at the list and pick 5 things. So we want to explain sentences using all the things we've learned today, our examples, our whys, our keeping it concrete. Let's see if we can hold that all together when we're writing our sentences. If you want to push yourself, we want to go for paragraphs as well. So you can pause the video and have a go at writing your answers about the 5 things that you think you would grab and why. Now that we've done our practice and we've got our answers down, it's time to do the success part of the lesson. So this is where we wrap up everything and get everything, all that we've learned together. So we're going to share and decide about our answers. Pick the thing you think is the most important, and then you can read out your sentences, exactly what you wrote for your class. And then we can see how everyone thought about this problem. We can talk about the different reasons and the different ways people explained why they chose what they did. And then think about if anyone's answer changes your mind or changes your choice of what. If so, they're a pretty good persuasive writer. And we can see if we can think about the things that they've done in their work to see if we can help us as well. Thank you for watching today, guys. That's the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next year at Lilydale Heights College. Bye.